What is going on, everybody? It's your oh so beloved and glorious MaceValor. Welcome back to the show. Talked about Taskrabbit yesterday. Let's talk about Taskrabbit again today because something just happened. Just finished up a job, if you even want to call it that. Had a job this morning, way other end of Vegas. Drove up there, knocked it out. Took a while. The only thing I could say that was bad about that job is that once again, there wasn't a whole lot of room and the customer was right there. They actually fell asleep on the bed in the room, and there was no, like, the person was sleeping in the room while I was building their bed frame, and they slept on the mattress. And I'm like, dude, I need some room. I need to like put some pieces on the mattress because there's not a whole lot of room in here because this bed frame is bigger than the available space. That didn't happen. I just kind of went with it, and eventually she got the hint and left. But what I want to talk about, now that we're a minute in, is I want to talk about this job that just happened and how it applies to you guys. And I want you to look at this particular mindset, okay? I have a customer that I spoke with yesterday. He's like, hey, I need this picked up. I need a couch picked up from Salvation Army. And I need it delivered from Salvation Army to my house. Of course, I'll be there to assist. And it's classified as like a moving job. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I can do that. But I need the measurements of the couch, because I have a shell on the back of my truck, so I need to make sure it'll fit in there. The dimensions he gave me was, it's 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and 5 feet in length. It's a 6 foot bed. So I'm thinking, okay, that'll work. No problem. I mean, if we take the legs off the bottom of it, just fine, it'll work, right? So we're trying to get it in, and it's actually a lot shorter. He measured it by 3 feet with the feet, but we ended up taking the feet off because that was interesting. So as we're going to put it in the truck's got carpet on it, and so the feet on the damn couch, they're like these sticks basically. They're not like these big solid feet, they're like sticks, so if they're bent in any way, they'll break. And I tell him, oh, hold on just a second, we gotta kind of lift it up and slide it in. And then he just wanted to kind of get it done. So he's on the other end of it, and I'm trying to like, well, hold on, let me try to lift it up a little. And he just shoves it, and it breaks one of the legs. And I was like, you broke one of the legs. He's like, oh, my bad. And it's like, whatever, it's his couch. So we pull it out, I get my Allen wrench out, and my Allen key, and I undo all the legs for him, and he takes him to his car. And then we slide it in, and then that's when we realize this isn't a 5 foot couch. This is a 6.5 foot couch, right? And the bed won't close, and I didn't bring any tie downs or anything with me because, hey, I'm not gonna have to have the bed of the truck open, you know? Now the delivery location is 2.5 miles away. But me, I'm a relatively paranoid individual, so I don't wanna get pulled over for shit, okay? I don't wanna deal with the cops, I don't wanna deal with the ticket, I don't wanna risk it. So I know that in my head, I'm like, is it possible I can get it down there? If I drive way below the speed limit, go really slow, I can get it there, no problem. But that's not something I want to risk. I don't want to get pulled over for not having, having an open back, the back of my truck open. Yeah, I just didn't want to deal with that. So I was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take it because it's longer than you told me. And he's like, oh, that's my bad. I guess I measured it wrong. And I was like, oh, great, dude. And he's like, oh, we got some bungee cords here. I'm like, that's not gonna do anything. It's like, well, just for show. And I'm like, no, it's a safety issue because if I hit a bump or if something happens and that couch goes flying, that's on me, that's not on you. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it. Well, maybe if we try this, and we tried all kinds of different Tetris positions with the thing, trying to get it back there. And it just wasn't happening, man. And I was like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, this isn't gonna happen. So, if you would, I wouldn't have accepted the job if I would have known how big it was, And he's like, oh, for sure, I understand. Sorry about wasting your time. I'm like, no, I don't think it's a waste of time. It's just, it is what it is. And so I was like, is there somewhere I can drop this off at? Like we can pull it out. And he's like, oh, in the back they have a thing. I'm like, all right, I don't mind driving real slowly through the parking lot to go over and drop it off. I'm okay with that. And I'm pretty sure anyone would be within reason to understand that that's okay. So I go and I drop it off, and he's like, oh, okay, so I still gotta pay you, right? And I'm like, well, it's part of the job. I mean, I know I didn't get to complete the job, but that's I was fed wrong information. Basically, I told him, it was like, well, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's at the bare minimum, it's a service call for me to just come all the way out here for you, you know. And we agreed on to a certain time, and even ahead of time, I told him yesterday, like, hey, I got another job that's going on, and it's kind of big, and the time that you want me to show up is kind of close to when I should be finishing that. So I'm going to try and finish as fast as possible, but I'll let you know before beforehand, like 30 minutes before 11, I'll let you know if I'm going to be late. And I told him, yeah, because of travel time, I'm going to be a little late. And he's like, oh, yeah, don't worry, because I told him ahead of time. So what is my whole point of telling you guys this story that just happened to me? Well, the reason why I'm telling you guys is because if you're working with Taskrabbit, you definitely utilize the chat. When you get something from a customer, get all the ins and outs, get everything that you can, get every piece of information about the job before you go do it within the app, so it's documented. That way, if there's some weird shit that happens, you can be like, hey, this customer told me this, and this is what I came prepared for, but that's not how it happened. Now, of course, you should be prepared for any job, this, that, and there's all these other things that you can say about it to dress it up, but let's just call it what it is. When you're speaking to a client and they give you a certain task, and you're thorough about communicating with them about what this task entails, and they tell you, hey, this is what needs to be done, and you show up per their requirements ready to do that job, but it's different, that's not on you anymore, that's on the customer. But it still behooves you to be thoroughly prepared for any kind of alteration. Don't get me wrong, that part is definitely true. But with this scenario, it's very special. I wouldn't have accepted the job had I known that the couch was 6.5 feet long instead of 5 feet. He told me it was 5 feet, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. So the thing is, with Taskrabbit, the only thing that with this, because I have run into this before, where people ask me to help move stuff, and I just have to tell them, like, I can't do it. And I don't want to be the one to cancel a job, because that goes against my rating, so I got to kind of convince the customer to cancel, and I don't know how it works on their end. But because, you know, I have a truck, and it says on my Taskrabbit page, hey, this guy has a truck, he can haul shit, and I'm like, cool. But the problem is people are always asking me to haul stuff that I can't haul because I have a shell in the back of the truck. Now, people might say, well, why don't you just get rid of the shell and you could do these other jobs? And it's like, that shell is fucking fantastic. If you own a pickup truck and you have a shell on the back of it, you don't want to get rid of it. Yes, it's ugly as fuck, it looks fucking weird, but at the end of the day, you know what? I like that fucking thing being there for a plethora of different fucking reasons. I've done a job before where I had to haul a bunch of fucking yard debris. And cool thing, I didn't have to bag it all up, I didn't have to throw a tarp on it, I just threw it in the fucking back, closed that bad boy up, and wow, I don't know if I've been cursing in this video or not. I'm trying not to. Drops in the comment section down below, let me know if I've cursed. If I have, I apologize. I'm trying to get family friendly. I want that monetization now that I have 1,000 subscribers, thank you very much. So that's my thing. So at the end of the day, I did charge the guy. Of course I charged him, it's my time. I came all the way out there. You know, there's another job I could be going to, but I didn't go to that other job early because I had this one that I could have knocked out really quick. Couldn't knock it out quick because the guy didn't even know the measurements for the own thing that he bought. Now, I understand not all clients are going to have a tape measure on them or whatever. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating at the end of the day. But it's on the client. I don't feel bad because it's not my fault. Now, I will say that I should have come more prepared. How can you come more prepared for that shit? I guess by tie downs. That's the moral of the story on this one. Anyway, leave your comments, questions, concerns down in the comment section down below. I always try to hit them up as soon as possible. So just you know, keep at it, and you know, we'll keep the conversation rolling. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, if there are any video ideas that you guys have about different gig economy type stuff, please just let me know, and I'll hit it up. I'll make special videos about that. What am I doing right now? You're wondering why am I still talking even though like he has nothing else to say? Well, there's this crazy thing on YouTube and how its algorithm is. I need to at least hit 10 minutes, so I'm doing that. The thing is, I would rather make it short and sweet and just put it all like concise together, right? Like a 4 or 5 minute video and get my message out there. But because of how the algorithm is, I need the views, I need the subs. So let's just stretch this bad boy out to a nice solid 10 minutes. fantastic. This has been your oh so glorious and beloved MaceValor. I hope you learned something today. Own your success. Signing off.